All right, I'm joined now by the mayor of Kansas City, Missouri, Quinton Lucas, joining us. We're exercising social distancing, as you can see. We need to address a few things, including the big change that's coming at midnight, the stay-at-home order for the city and surrounding communities and counties. What's your message to the community?
You know, I think the simple message is just follow the rules. It's important for Kansas City, for our entire region. It's why you saw so much regional agreement and connection with it. For us to just simply say, if you don't need to be out, stay home. If you're just going out to pick up groceries, do that and go back. But not a lot of that socializing, not violating our social distance rules. And that's the best way we can make sure we get through it.
We keep hearing about cases doubling and tripling over the days. What would further restrictions look like under your administration?
Well, you know, I think we want to stop here. We don't want to get to a point that you're seeing in other cities and other countries, certainly, where there are entire curfews, there are lockdowns, there's all that kind of big brother state that we don't want. We want to say to Kansas Citians and frankly to everybody in western Missouri and eastern Kansas that if we can live by these rules, we can flatten the curve and we're able to better contain the spread so that our hospitals, our emergency services are better equipped to handle, I think, the demand that may be coming.
Flatten the curve. You know, the proposal for small businesses emergency relief fund, we've heard about that. Where's the money coming from and how will the city decide which businesses will get that money?
So at this point, it's really just looking like $500,000 that we've been able to find through other cost savings in the Kansas City, Missouri budget. I realize that there is a lot more need, but you've seen in a few other American cities, San Francisco, Seattle, etc., where they were able to put $10,000, $15,000, which may not sound like a lot to some, but to that small business getting by, that small business that isn't going to be able to pay rent this month, the business that's not able to pay employees, this is the sort of help, the infusion that we think is vital. Because in particular, when you look at barbershops, funeral homes, all these sorts of places, we're disproportionately impacting some communities, some poorer communities with these shutdown orders. I want to make sure that we have a stopgap to help women-owned businesses, minority-owned businesses, small businesses all throughout our city. Mayor
Lucas, Jackson County Executive Frank White earlier in the week, or last week I should say, called on more guidance and leadership from Jeff City, from mainly Governor Mike Parson. What's your stance on this? Is the governor's office doing enough, or does the buck stop with you?
Well, you know, I have always run on the position that people want to have the mayor tell them what's up. They don't want me to say, oh yeah, that's the other guy, right? My job is to actually figure out everything I can do to keep Kansas City safe. So yeah, I might do some things differently than Governor Parson if I was in his shoes, but I'm not. I'm in the mayor's shoes, and so as mayor of Kansas City, I'm going to make sure we're taking every step we can.
But are you getting enough assistance from the governor's office?
Oh gosh, you know, he calls me, but when you say assistance, sure, I'm getting assistance, but we need resources. We need resources from the state and federal government. We need more masks. Our hospital workers need more ventilators. They need more protective equipment. So yeah, I would call on the governor, certainly call on the president who just gave a speech to give us more in our cities to make sure we're equipped to handle this challenge.
Okay, last question. Earlier today, we had a news conference where we heard from first responders, including KCPD Chief Rick Smith. He said that his officers will not actually enforce the stay-at-home order that you have issued. How does that affect your vision for how things will
Well, you know, I don't think it changes it at all. I mean, I think what the police chief was saying was the police are not going out and stopping every person on the street and asking where you're going and demanding papers. That is not what this is about. What instead we're doing is saying, yeah, call 311 instead of 911 in Kansas City, because regulated industries, our health department, our fire inspectors are there to really make sure that businesses are following these orders. The problem before was that massage parlors, gyms, all types of places were open, people working out right next to each other. That's what we're trying to avoid now, and that's what enforcement's going to look like in Kansas City.
Civic duty, that was the word or phrase we heard several times throughout that news conference earlier today. Mayor Lucas, thanks for joining us in studio. We appreciate it.